When it comes to cars, luxury has never been so easy to attain. So we've assembled 4 premium wallet-friendly sedans to see which is ripe for the picking. The 4 luxury cars we've chosen all start off at less than 60 grand. The Lexus IS is the newest and it's taking on 3 Germans, the Audi A4, Mercedes C-Class and BMW 3 Series. The cheapest car on test is the BMW 316i, which has a tiny 1.6 litre turbo engine. But it doesn't lack any punch. It may be down on power, but it's not what you'd call a slouch. There's a usable amount of pulling power or torque midway through the rev range, so when you put your foot down, you do get a decent reaction. It's teamed to a standard 8-speed automatic transmission which shifts quickly and cleverly. The steering's nice and direct and has a fair bit of feel to it as well. The ride is quite comfortable, although the run-flat tyres do feel a little bit firm over some bumps. But it's never uncomfortable, which is a key thing for a luxury car. The interior is neat and tidy, but it's hardly what you'd describe as special. It feels a bit conservative, but it is quite functional. There's decent storage through the cabin, and the back seat is quite spacious for a car of this size. The A4 we tested is the limited edition sport version, which is $59,900. The Audi's 1.8 litre turbo offers a fairly good amount of pep, and it teams up reasonably well to the CVT, although that CVT is a little bit slow to react, particularly in traffic. Because we're driving the sport model, which has these 19-inch wheels and sports suspension, it does feel quite firm and uncomfortable even over coarse surfaces, and you do notice almost all the little lumps and bumps. The steering isn't too bad. There's not a whole lot of feel to it, but it is accurate. The brakes are quite touchy as well. The interior feels sophisticated and classy with nice switchgear and really good interior presentation. Some of the controls are a little bit fiddly, like the fan system, but the multimedia system is simple. Backseat space is reasonable, and it's the only one that misses out on rear seat air vents. The base model Mercedes is a pricey proposition, but it has a high standard of luxury. Mercedes-Benz C-Class has been a favourite at the Car of the Year Awards for Drive for the last few years. That was the C250 model. The C200 base model isn't really that different. Yes, it has a less powerful engine, but it's still a usable amount of power. The 7-speed automatic reacts quickly when you're in sport mode, but when it's in economy mode, it can be a little bit slow to react. Some of the biggest pluses for the C-Class are how quiet it is. Even over rough surfaces, it's quieter than most of its rivals, and its ride quality, which is excellent. While the steering may not be as sharp as the BMW or the Lexus, it does change directions quickly and has nice feel to the steering as well. It also sits fairly flat through corners. The interior of the model we're testing is quite classy with the light fabrics and light leather, but that leather is already dirty on the driver's seat, which could have something to do with who is sitting in it, but it gives you an indication that it's going to be hard to maintain. The interior presentation is of a high class, although there are a few little elements that we still can't come to terms with. The foot-operated park brake is one of them, and the media system isn't as simple to use, nor does it look as classy as some of its rivals. The Lexus comes in at $55,900, but it's packed with standard gear. The Lexus is the odd one out with its V6 engine. It's not small, it's not turbocharged, and it's certainly not fuel efficient, at least on paper. But it is reasonably powerful, and it's nice and smooth when you put the power down as well. It's teamed to a 6-speed automatic, which does a reasonably good job in most situations. It probably feels the sportiest of the 4, although even though it's firm, it never feels flustered over bumps, which is a credit to the Lexus engineers. The engine sounds great when you put your foot down. You're going to have to put your foot down a lot to get a lot out of the engine. The interior feels plush. There's nice leather trim and thick carpets and soft touch points all around the cabin. There's nice bits like the electrostatic temperature controls, which aren't buttons, they're just like a swipey keypad. The media system is classy and fairly simple to use, although some other knob and dial systems are better.
With the claimed consumption of 9.2 litres per 100, the Lexus could scare off some potential buyers.
That fuel use figure is scary compared to the much lower European turbos. But we've found in real world situations that generally they're not that far apart. So which compact luxury sedan is the best buy? Well, not one of them should be ruled out on any particular aspect, and each of them has their own premium appeal.
The BMW's price can't be ignored, but it doesn't offer the full package. The Audi looks the goods, but it's fouled by its ride comfort. The Mercedes feels more like a classic luxury car, but you do pay for the privilege. And the Lexus? Well, it has the right price, plenty of kit, and enough premium appeal to take out this test. But only just.